Not gonna lie though, it is a little bit of a punch in the gut. We had a lot riding on that, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what plan B is, but we're about to find out. Now, I was listening to a podcast the other day on Ryan Pineda's channel, and he mentioned something really, really interesting because they're doing this Houston hot chicken thing, and they're actually thinking of making a fund where they start a location and then it's funded by the audience, and they all invest together. Hello. Awesome, thanks so much. Now, I don't know if we do the exact same thing, but it would be really cool one day to be able to involve the audience for people that don't actually want to own their own lawn care business or own their own Augusta lawn care, but want to invest in what we're trying to do before we go public, which would be like 10, 15, 20 years from now, but they'd be able to get involved somehow. That'd be cool. I don't really know how that would work, and we're not even close to making that work because I got to make sure that I can run 10 locations and start them immediately and do that on my own dime before I let anyone else invest in the concept.
I'm a little concerned.
How so?
I haven't seen like a rollout or a demo for anything new on the dispatch board. Most of it's pretty cool. It's been a long time, so like, you know, incremental change, but you'll think it's pretty cool.
I want to get the redesign done. I want to get the app
The mobile
to where
app
it's better
stuff,
for the employees.
Okay.
So, okay, no, I'm happy with it. You know, so like if you update that, that's gonna update us.
Like integrated.
So we do the work for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like because a lot of
They basically designed the preview.
Okay.
yeah, exactly. They design the preview. They're like, this is how I want it, and then we'll send it back to them.
Quick tip with Mike. Quick tip. Here we go. When you're setting up interviews, I highly recommend you text message, yes, old-fashioned SMS, the applicant. We have seen a massive response rate to text messages. Even if you call them and leave a message, or you email them back, or you message them back through Indeed or Facebook or something like that, that's fine. That's okay. But text message people when it comes to getting them to show up to an interview. Everyone complains about, I can't get them to show up to an interview, or they set up an appointment and they never show up. Text message them, and then text message them like an hour or two before, and remind them of the interview. If you don't get them to the interview, guess what? You can never get them to show up to the first day of work. If you never get them to show up to the first day of work, they're never gonna be able to work for you. So use SMS text. It's really worked really well for us. Conversion is much better than phone call or email. This evening, I am going down to inspect the work that has been done at the Mount Vernon location. The new septic tank has been installed. We have moved most of the stuff over to the new shop in terms of the tools and equipment, the trucks, the trailers. That stuff has been moved over. And I got to meet the electrician. And I'm going to do 3 interviews today. I have a 5 o'clock, 5:30, and a 5:45. All confirmed via text message. I don't usually do a lot of interviewing, but the past few weeks I've been able to kind of keep my skills sharp, and I enjoy it. I probably didn't do interviews for, man, a year or two there for a bit, so I kind of like jumping in occasionally, at least making sure I still know what I'm talking about, getting my feet wet, getting my hands dirty. It's good stuff.
Big notch here, this sheetrock will have to get patched. But say we come out of here and offset down into a junction box, get it out here on the surface, right through there. Not sure what that one is, but it's not cool.
It's
That's
just
the
Christmas lights.
Yours should be right on the siding here if we were able to shoot right
Go
through
right out.
that.
Yeah.
I bet.
Can you move this enough of this stuff around? Yeah, I guess is the main point. Is there enough room to get 80 amps in here?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That was kind of
80 amp circuit breaker goes there. These 4 breakers go on to 2, just like these are right here.
split breakers.
The peanut breakers, the tandems.
Okay, cool.
We just take these 4 20s.
But you're not
One
going
of
to be
them
able.
already got one doubled up on it.
You're not going to be able to split the power bill though.
That's fine.
Okay. Splitting from the post and having 2 come out. One feed the house, one feed the hot tub, so it's got its own line.
No, I'm talking about putting the panel out there, then feed your RV pedestal out of that panel, and
Okay.
then you can still feed other stuff out of that
like the hot
panel.
tub.
Rather than being here
So the main thing we were trying to figure out with the contractor there is just where can we connect the power for the 80 amps for the tiny house. Again, don't need 80, just need 50 for a tiny house. But because of that hot tub that I want to include, we were just gonna beef up the wire a bit. Bouncing back and forth between the new and the old shop because like the garbage wasn't delivered today, like dumpster. And then I had to run Caleb back to the other shop. So fortunately it's only like 5 minutes away, but kind of playing a little bit of back and forth. And now I'm late for this next interview, but it's okay. So they have moved the trucks over here, moved the box over here, tiny house is in, getting some power, sewer, water hooked up. We'll get to that in a second. But this is the shop area, kind of the 2-car garage that we've turned into a shop. And they've been working on it today, just kind of moving everything over. It's really nice, actually. It's perfect. It's a bench for us to be able to work on things, grinding, got storage space for all the trimmers and all the rest of it. So it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a nice little shop area for us. It's not too big, but we can definitely grow this location, down the road, maybe 6-7 guys and not be too big. So starting tomorrow, the fence is gonna be installed. So this will look completely different in a couple days when I come back. But you can see here they are trenching out right now because we got to bring water and power to the tiny house. So they're going to trench it out here, go cut through the concrete and connect to the house. So over here, the tiny house, you guys saw this the other day. I'll have a more detailed show inside this weekend and actually show you what it looks like inside. But you can see the trucks are all here, or at least some of the trucks are here. A couple of the trucks are over there. But this will all get fenced off. And I think today we got 4 trucks here so far, 5 trucks in here so far. The box got delivered. That's where we're gonna dump all the debris right back there. So that'll be nice. But again, all this is gonna be fenced off, so much more private. And we'll have a gate that goes to the shop. A lot of you in the last video had mentioned how the garage is really close to the house. I agree 100%. That is the biggest thing I do not like about this property. That garage being right next to the house. I would love if that was like 100 feet this direction. But, we're just going to work with what we got, and I'm going to discount the rent on the house and to be able to accommodate the fact that, yeah, we're going to be close to their house. And, yeah, I'll discount the rent. I'll pay their lawn care, and we'll pay for their trash and all the rest of it. So, yeah, moving to the back here, we got the septic system that was installed today. I'll go ahead and put some pictures up of what it actually looked like today because this is actually a whole drain field. They put a massive tank in here, and then it's connected all the way to here. We'll do a 4-inch where the sewer septic will come out of the washroom and the shower, which is inside the tiny house, and that will go here. And this is where down the road I want to put a pad of concrete and put a nice hot tub. That's partly why we have to bring an 80 amp instead of a 50 amp wire coming out of the house, because I want to have a hot tub. If you have a hot tub in our climate, which is mostly cold and miserable, this place will literally rent for $40 to $50 more per night if there's a hot tub. Over the course of 200 stays for the course of a year, that starts to add up very quickly. So I want to have a hot tub here, and then I have a fire pit, and I truly believe we're going to get $200 to $300 a night for this thing if we do it right. And so for those of you asking like what's the return on this sort of thing, this whole thing was $74,000. By the time I install power, get a hot tub and all the rest of it, let's just say $100,000 to be conservative. By the time I furnish it and everything, if I'm able to rent it out for $250 a night and I'm able to get 20 nights a month, like this starts to be a really good investment, paid off relatively quickly. And again, this alone will pay for the mortgage of the entire property, which I'm also getting a renter and my shop space. So it's a win-win-win. I'm trying to utilize the property to its fullest extent. You can see here today they installed the parking stops all lined up nicely. These are really good, actually. You can get them on Amazon for like $80, $70, and they're rubber, so they're super flexible. They don't crack like concrete or anything. The trucks are all pulled back from them just because they had to install them this afternoon. But yeah, this is good stuff. What's back here? Look at these guys. Yeah, so over here we got the trailer back here and just some random stuff. Got the toilet in here too. We tried to keep the stuff behind the storage box. That way it's not visible from the road. There is, again though, going to be a fence all the way around the perimeter of this thing just for privacy. So I'm going to lock this thing up. It's not super organized in here right now because they had to move it. And so they basically just threw everything inside of here. But this will get organized, look a lot nicer. Man, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be a good spot. Employees will be able to park here, and then there'll be a gate over to the garage there where that will be kind of the shop space. So we will be trying to minimize the traffic to the garage, especially because we're having a tenant here. But it's just going to be a perfect place for us to be able to have team meetings and do shop shop repair and stuff like that. So if I got to give a renter, you know, $200, $300 a month discount because we're using the space right next to them, I'm fine with that, because honestly, no one's gonna really want to use this garage. You can't use it for a car, it's too small, and then secondarily, it isn't weatherproof. If you see here, this roof probably needs to be changed, and you can actually look up through the roof and see holes. So it's not like you're gonna put your most valuable possessions in here. This is like an original build from probably 1930s, 1920s, because this was originally built in 1925. So it's old. So it's really a perfect shop space. I just don't like the fact it's right next to the house. I agree with all of you that have said that, but we're working with what we got, and I'll give the renter a better deal because of it. So looks like Caleb built this stuff today. This is pretty cool. He made these hooks with the 2x4 in the back there. Over here we got, this is the pull cord for the mowers, and I know he's still organizing all this stuff, but that'll be a keys are at, the schedule, as well as KPIs and things like that for the local shop. So looking forward to it. We'll see how things go. As we're inside the main house here, there's no way in the world I need to have AC going right now because it's currently unoccupied. We're gonna go ahead and change the schedule here. AC should only turn on at 76 degrees. Much better, save that energy. So yeah, it's still empty in here. We don't have a tenant. We decided to actually wait to get a tenant until we're fully moved in with the shop and the Airbnb. Because otherwise we just felt like it's not really a good representation of what's happening until that's all done, so they know exactly what they're getting, and then we can advertise it appropriately. They can see it and feel comfortable with the shop, feel comfortable with the Airbnb. And yes, having those things on the property is going to lower the value of the rent here, but I'm also going to get way more in terms of value from the rental of the Airbnb and having my shop space here. So again, you know, if I can get $3,000 for this, yes, I could probably get $3,200 or $3,500 if I didn't have the shop space and didn't have the Airbnb. But having those things is gonna more than double the revenue that I get from the property. Now, I'm gonna end this vlog on a very, very low note. And it's actually very low. And it is a little bit depressing because we just officially got word from the SBA that they are not going to fund the headquarter project. Too many moving pieces in the companies, too much growth, and not enough profitability on 2021's tax return. Not good. Gonna have to figure something out. But we will. We will prevail. See you tomorrow. Look at these guys. You guys are gonna make me a lot of money because people are gonna wanna be next to you in Airbnb. Thank you. I really appreciate you being my neighbors. You wanna say hi to everyone on YouTube? Give me a little bleat. Ah! Look at you guys. This is gonna be fantastic. You're the best neighbors I've ever had.